Okay, good evening. Oh. My dogs are just messing around, just bear with me 1 second. Daruk, Nifa, hey, what's this? Behave. I hope everyone's doing well. Today is Tuesday, the 14th of October. This will be our last BDSP Shiny Only Run stream that we do for quite a while, because in 2 days' time, on Thursday, Legend ZA comes out. So we'll be taking a break from BDSP. We're going to do a playthrough of Legend ZA and see how we go on that. And then once we've finished Legend ZA, then we will be returning to Shining Pearl. But today's stream is the last one for a while, so we're going to go on a bit of a break. I can already see a few people in chat. Awesome. Hi Amelia, hi Katri, hi Level Builder, hi Andrew. That's so many people already joined. That's awesome. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I hope everyone's having a lovely day this evening. I'm in a good mood. So we haven't found the shiny fossil just yet, obviously, but we'll be streaming for at least a couple of hours. And the plan is that we get through hopefully about 300 encounters, which, I mean, that gives us, I don't know the exact stats, but I mean, that's almost a 10% chance, I think, that we find it today. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility. I'm really hoping that we do find the fossil today, because that would be a nice way just to say a temporary goodbye to Sinnoh. But if we don't get it today, then we'll get it when we come back. Amelia, you found your shiny score bunny. Yes, I think I remember seeing that. Well done on that. Shiny score bunny does look really good. So I'm very glad to see that you found that. And Level Builder, you don't have a Switch 2, you only have a phone and a PS4 Slim, so you'll be watching. Oh, nice! So you'll be able to watch us play Legends ZA. Exactly. So it will be. I will be streaming it on Thursday, and we'll be going through it together, I suppose. I'll be figuring out all the mechanics as we go. Oh, we didn't get a shiny Aerodactyl. So yeah, we'll go through it together. I'm sure I'll make loads of mistakes along the way, but I'm certain it'll be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. And Andrew, oh yeah. So there's some people who've managed to get a ROM of ZA, and all you're going to say is that it's crazy and really good. Nice. Okay. Oh, one thing I would say is, and I appreciate that comment, Andrew, because you've given nothing away there, which is what I like. I think I watched an Austin John video this morning that mentioned that. I think Austin John mentioned that, yeah, the game has leaked online, so people are able to play it if they've got like a hacked Switch or Switch 2. So what I would like, if possible, if people can avoid any spoilers. I mean, even after the game comes out, so even when we're like streaming Legend ZA and it's out legitimately and people are discovering things because you guys will, not everyone, but I'm sure some of you will be playing Legend ZA. If we could avoid posting spoilers and stuff in the chat, because I want to experience it for the first time as it comes. I don't want anything spoiling, because I guess that will kind of ruin it a little. It won't ruin it totally, but it will ruin it a little bit. So I appreciate the discretion in the message, and I think hopefully we can continue with that. Hopefully nobody shares any spoilers or anything in the chat, and yeah, hopefully that continues when we're actually playing through the game, because I want to be surprised by everything. And even if it's something that's really obvious, I would still probably say try to avoid mentioning it, because I mean, I've never played X or Y, so even stuff that probably would not be a spoiler to most people who've played X and Y, it may end up being a spoiler for me just because I've never played those games. So I'm looking forward to playing it, and yeah, if we can avoid spoilers, that would be amazing. But we'll see how it goes. Level Builder, you're saying if there's no Sphere in ZA, then you may crash out. There you go. Well, we'll have to find out. Who knows? I mean, I'm sure there are some people who know, but let's not double check or anything. We'll find out. We will find out when we get it, hopefully. And Amelia, you've managed to evolve your Score Bunny all the way to a shiny Cinderace already. That's amazing. That is amazing. Oh, and Amelia, your Switch 2 and Legends ZA arrives on Saturday or Monday. That is really, really quick. Well, I hope you're looking forward to that. That is not long to wait at all. At all. That is good news. Good news. I'm sure you will have fun with it, Amelia. Katri, you want to buy Legends ZA? And Draven. Good to see you. I just finished reading the whole comment there. You've got a spoiler for ZA, and the spoiler is that it's going to be a great game. I like that. That's a spoiler I can get on board with. And Ham, good to see you. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Welcome everyone to the... I guess this is a temporary goodbye to BDSP for us all. So this is the last stream that we'll be doing in BDSP for a little while. We're going to go through 300 fossils, hopefully. And let's see if we can find a shiny fossil. Because there won't be a stream tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we will be streaming as soon as the postie delivers my pre-ordered copy of Legends ZA. I'll show off all of the pre-order gifts that I got, and we'll play through it together for the first time, which I'm really looking forward to. I've got the day off as well, so I've booked Thursday off, I've booked Friday off, I've booked a lot of days off next week as well. So I'm looking forward to playing ZA quite a bit, and it'll be really lovely to share that experience with all of you. So I can't wait, honestly. I can't wait. How much is ZA? So Andrew, the Switch version is $70 and the Switch one is a little bit cheaper. Gotcha. And then it equates the same. Yeah, gotcha. It is. I mean, games are creeping up back in cost, aren't they? $70 does sound like a lot. But I guess it all depends on how much you're going to get out of a game, honestly. What a game costs, in my opinion, it comes down to how much enjoyment you're going to get out of it. And I must say, there's never been a Pokemon game that's come out that I've thought that wasn't, what I paid is not worth, the amount of time and enjoyment I got out of it. Now that might be different for other people, and everyone is going to have a different opinion on value, and what it's worth, and that's just the thing. That's the nature of. That is just the nature of economics. Everyone is going to have a different interpretation of what is worth something and what isn't worth something. But I'm looking forward to Legends ZA. I'm almost certain I'm going to get my money's worth out of it. Pranjul, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope studies and everything's going well with you. And Ham, you got your first shiny Eevee yesterday. You're trying to complete the decks right now. Nice. Remind me, Ham, that was in Legends Arceus. Is that correct? Because am I right? You completed the entire Pokédex entry for Eevee, which has made it so that those Eevees are a little bit more likely to spawn as shiny, I think. But massive congrats on that. Shiny Eevee is amazing. Amelia, how are the Pugs? The Pugs are doing great. So we've got Daruk in the top bed. He's just looking out into. Well, yeah, he's giving me the side eye just there. And Mifa looks to be asleep in the bottom bed. They're both really good. And Andrew, the DLC is $5. No, the DLC must be more than $5, surely. I mean, if it's $5, I'd buy that straight away. We'll see. We will see. Katri, you're going to ask Santa for Legend ZA. Nice. Well, you should do. Katri, I'm trying to remember. Aren't you getting a 3DS with Sun and Moon? Are you getting that as well, or it sounds like you'll have a very good Christmas if you get Legend ZA for Christmas as well. Apologies, I am a little bit behind on chats. I am trying to catch up. Apologies, everyone. Amelia, in your shiny shield run, you're in Wyndon, which is the last city, isn't it? And you're about to battle Marnie in the Champion Cup semi-finals. Well, good luck in that. It sounds like you've got through that playthrough of Shield very fast, and hopefully you're able to save all of Galar from a darkest day very soon. Bear with me. Also, Pranjul, you won't be around to see ZA, but you will come and say hi. That's no problem. I mean, that's no problem at all. If anyone is able to just pop by and say hi, I will definitely appreciate that. And one thing I would say is, if people are wanting to play Legend ZA for themselves in the near future, I completely understand if you want to avoid my streams for the time being, because I will be playing through it, from start to finish with everyone. And yeah, obviously, if it's something that you want to experience for yourself, and you're planning on getting ZA further down the line, I completely understand people not tuning in, because obviously you don't want to be spoiled. So no one has to apologize if you're not going to be around, or if you don't fancy tuning in for the ZA streams. I completely understand. I could not understand more. And yeah, it's completely understandable. But also, obviously, everyone has real life as well, which real life always has to come before Pokemon and streaming and things like that. So best of luck with whatever you're doing, Pranjul, and no worries at all. Level Builder, we just got a Pokemon ZA leak, and they didn't butcher Mega for Alligator. There you go. I haven't seen any of those designs yet, and it'll be a nice surprise when I do see stuff like that. So we'll find out. We will find out. Katri, guess what starter you're going to pick in ZA? And it sounds like Level Builder was correct with that guess of Totodile. And I'm sure that will be a great pick. Totodile is a cute one. My one is going to be Cyndaquil. That was my first Pokemon I had in Silver when I first got it. And I do just like Chikorita. It's a nice Pokemon, that. So I think for my first playthrough, I'm going to go with Chikorita. And Pranjul, the reason is that a YouTuber will be playing it, and this will be his last series ever, and then he'll quit. No problem at all, and that's another good reason as well. I mean, I hope that series goes really well. That sounds like quite a. Have we run out? We run out of fossils. That sounds like a nice way to go out if that's the case. Make it a big celebration. And who knows, maybe if it's really successful, maybe they may rethink, or maybe they, if everyone makes that particular YouTuber's stream really successul, then maybe when their circumstances change, that may encourage them to return to YouTube, and if it is something that they enjoy. So again, completely understand. And Amelia, you just got your chemistry test back and you got 14 out of 32. I mean, so long as you tried your best, and as long as you know where you went wrong on some of the questions, it's the purpose of school is it's a learning experience, and as long as you can learn from any mistakes you make, then they're not really mistakes, if you know what I mean. You know, I tend to kind of learn more from my mistakes than from the things I get right, if you know what I mean. You know, whenever I used to take a test back in the day, which is going back generations now, but when I used to take tests, the questions that I got wrong tended to be the ones that, you know, stuck in my head more than the ones I got right, if that makes sense. So I think, yeah, as long as you review, then you'll be fine. You will be fine. Katri, you need to get Legend ZA at Christmas and play it. That sounds good. That sounds good. And Amelia, you will be around for the Legend ZA streams. That is good to hear. I'm looking forward to playing Legend ZA. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And Level Builder, are we acknowledging Amelia saving Gala but not you saving the whole world by calming down Kyogre and Groudon? Ah, well, I mean, if you've been playing Ruby and Sapphire, then well done. If you're approaching the end of that game, of course, Level Builder. And Katri, you might not be able to watch over Christmas if you've got your 3DS and Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, and that's very understandable as well. And honestly, I doubt I'm going to be able to stream over Christmas, honestly. I mean, one of two things are going to happen at Christmas. Either I'm going to be going to family to spend Christmas there, or we're going to have family here to have Christmas here, and in either of those scenarios I am not going to be able to stream. So there's going to be a massive break in streaming over Christmas because you know, family's got to come first, right? So I mean, don't worry about that, Katri, because I don't think there'll be too many streams over, you know, around the Christmas time anyway. I'm sure it's a busy time for everyone, and yeah, spending time with family, I think, it should be the number one priority, right? And Level Builder, Cyndaquil's not a starter in ZA. No, Cyndaquil's like the one Johto Pokemon that's not in there. It's Tepig, is it? That's the fire one. But we've got the other two Johto starters, Chikorita and Totodile. And yeah, Chikorita is the one that I'm going to be picking, I reckon. Unless I have a change of heart. I mean, I haven't really planned out anything. I've tried to avoid spoilers in terms of which Pokemon are there and things like that. So, you know, the way that I build my team, it will come down to, you know, how I'm feeling as I play through the game. You know, when I encounter a Pokemon, do I think that Pokemon looks amazing and do I want to add it onto my team? That type of thing. So it may be that when I get to the Pokemon selection screen, you know, I've got it planned out, I'm going to go for Chikorita, but if I'm not feeling it on the day, I may go for a different one. You never know. It's all about how I'm feeling on the day, I reckon. And Amelia, you did an RPE test today. I don't know what that is, honestly, but I hope that test went well, whatever it is. And Level Builder, you beat Pokemon Emerald and caught Groudon, Kyogre and Rayquaza. Nice one. Well done, Level Builder. Well done. I've never played Emerald, sadly. I've only ever played Ruby and Sapphire, but well done on that. Well done. And Pranjul, after the Cole India Marathon, you got lazy and didn't run for weeks. But you started again today. Your shoes were worn, so you're going to have to wait for a new pair. That's a shame. Wait, am I reading that right? So did you run a marathon, like a full marathon? Because that's amazing. If you've been able to run a marathon, that is incredible, honestly. So massive congrats. I mean, just because, you know, not keeping up marathon fitness, I don't think that's lazy. That's, you know, just not being a professional athlete. If you have previously run a marathon in the past, that shows that you are capable of that, and that's amazing if so. So well done if you've ever done that before. Katri, you'll be around for the Legend ZA streams as well. That's great to hear. That is great to hear. Cold is creeping in India. The news say it will be the coldest from 2000s to now. I did not know that. I did not know that. I would imagine even the coldest India gets probably isn't as cold as it is here, unless we're talking really, really northern areas high up, I would imagine. But I guess it will be all relative, I guess. Amelia Wayfarer's choosing Chikorita. I think I heard that as well. Yeah, I think he's got good taste in Pokemon. Because yeah, I like. At the moment, I'm liking Chikorita as well. Level Builder, you just fell down from your bed. I hope you're okay. I hope you're not hurt. Okay. Everyone needs to stay safe. Okay. And Pranjal, you did run the marathon. So maybe you did tell me about it, but I don't remember it, and I feel like I would have remembered it. So apologies if you have told me and I've forgotten, but certainly I didn't know about it. You may have told me previously, and it's not beyond the realms of possibility that I have simply forgotten, because I do have a terrible memory. But I would have thought I would have remembered that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's really amazing. I've never done anything like that. What's the furthest I've run? I've run 10k a few times, and I think I accidentally ran about 16k once, and that was because I was trying to run 10k, but I got lost. By the time I realised that I wasn't where I was supposed to be, and then had to find my way back home. It ended up being a 16k run, but that was not deliberate, and I wasn't very happy by the end of it. But I was almost dead after 16k. Honestly, I can't imagine being able to do a marathon. It's just so many orders of magnitude above what I could do. I think it's really impressive. So yeah, massive respect. We've run out of fossils once again. Level Builder, today was so hot and yesterday it was raining so much. This is a sign that you should not keep Groudon and Kyogre in your team. That's probably true, isn't it? Kyogre's got the drizzle ability, and Groudon's got the drought ability. That could be impacting things. You never know. And Pranjal, you live in North India, so this year's maximum would be about 3 to 2 degrees Celsius. That is freezing. Okay, that is far colder than I thought. I don't want you to say exactly where you are, but am I right in thinking not only are you in North India, you must be pretty high up? Surely. I'm amazed it gets that cold as a maximum in India, because that is very, very, very cold. Very cold. But yeah. And Level Builder, that's a sign you should feel with it. I'm not quite sure what you mean there, but fair enough. And Amelia, you beat Marnie, so well done. Well done. Pranjal, you had to cover your chest with tapes, otherwise your chest would have started to bleed from rubbing against the t-shirt. Gotcha, yeah. I don't think I could ever do exercise that caused me physical pain. So again, fair play to people that can, like yourself. Because wow, yeah, I just would not be able to do that. The slightest bit of discomfort, and I'd be like, nope, it's not worth it. I want to go home. But yeah, fair play for pushing through that, and I hope you're okay now, because yeah, that sounds painful. And Andrew, or level builder, could have Rayquaza in their team to keep the, is that the airlock ability to prevent weather? That's a good shout. That is a good shout. And Pranjul, you're around north but northeast. Gotcha. There you go. Well, I hope it's not too cold for you, because it does sound really cold. So fingers crossed things are okay. And Amelia, your shiny Cinderace has the snowy mark. So you've got a shiny with a rare mark as well. Massive congrats on getting that, because that is quite a rare combination, I would imagine. Still no shiny, everyone. Still no shiny. And Amelia, you've won. Well done. Well done. And Pranjul, you absolutely love the winter. It's a good season I like it as well. It's cozy and snuggly. Yeah. Cannot disagree with that. Cannot disagree with that. I think the only thing I'm not crazy about in terms of the winter is the amount of daylight. I do struggle with that a little bit, especially if I've got to go into the office. I am not a fan of waking up in the morning to go to the office and it being pitch black. I mean, walking in the dark to the train station, getting to the office and it's still being dark. Working the day while it eventually does become light, and then by the time I'm ready to leave the office, it's already dark. There's something about that just it kills a little bit of my soul every single time I do that. So I must say I much prefer working during the summer, because that's a nice feeling, you know, going to work and it's, you know, pure daylight, finishing work, and then you've still got a few hours of daylight left to enjoy. Even if I don't have any plans, it still feels nice to know that I've not spent every single hour of daylight in an office working. That's my only complaint about the winter. I love the weather, I love the cold, I love the fact there's so many festivities and people in good spirits, get to see family, friends often. It's a good time to catch up. I do love the winter. And Amelia, thank you very much for asking. I'm feeling a lot better today. I thought I would feel better yesterday, but actually I still felt pretty ropey yesterday. Today is the very first day where I would say I woke up feeling perfect. So I am much better now. Much better. Level Builder, your keyboard is glitching. No problem at all. No problem at all. It happens. My keyboard sometimes does that. Like when I press a button on my keyboard once, sometimes my keyboard thinks I've pressed it like 5 times. So yeah, keyboards do glitch sometimes, unfortunately. Mine certainly does. Welcome back, Katrin. And Pranjul, India is on the Tropic of Cancer in winter around your year. It doesn't snow and it has daylight from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Gotcha. That is not bad at all, actually. I would like that. I think we get far less daylight than that during winter. Far less, because it's already like our daylight is, 7 a.m. it's still dark and 5 p.m. it's dark. So it's only going to get worse over the next few days. We will have a daylight savings shift in the next couple of weeks, but I mean, that's more faff than it's worth, honestly. I'm not a big fan of daylight savings changes. It's just confusing. Katri, you love the winter because you get to go sledging. That's nice. That is a That's a good reason, because I hadn't thought of that actually. Yeah, just messing around in the snow. As a kid, there's probably nothing more that I enjoyed than that. It was awesome. Oh, and Katri, you've got to go to watch Pokemon videos. No problem at all. Thank you very much for stopping by. And Ironixie, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. And Level Builder, did you know that Sonic the Hedgehog is a hedgehog? I was aware of that, yes. I was aware of that. They did spoil that surprise with Sonic's name, didn't they? And Wolf, welcome to stream. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. And oh, Amelia, you're currently doing the macrocosmo stuff now. I don't remember what the macrocosmo stuff is. Best of luck with it though, whatever it is. And Ironixie, you still haven't heard from your boss. That is a little concerning, isn't it? Because I remember you being worried about that on Sunday. Didn't you say that your plan was to go and speak to them in person? Were they not around? Because I think I remember you saying... Oh, wait, have we run out of fossils? We're run out of fossils again. So, Ironixie, I think I remember you saying that you'd messaged your boss, but they hadn't responded, and that you were planning to speak to them in person, you know, going down to the branch. So... I mean, yeah, that is a bit worrying, because yeah, that seems like it's been a couple of days, right? Fingers crossed that's okay, and hopefully you are able to speak to them in person. Oh right, okay. So your boss, Ironixie, your boss said that they were going to call you yesterday, but they never did. That's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Honestly, because I would imagine if the shoe was on the other foot, that would not be acceptable. For you know, if that was an employee, not, you know, saying that they would call their boss the next day and they didn't, I'm pretty sure a boss would not look favourably on that. You know, not doing what you say you'll do. But yeah, when it's the other way around, it's, you know, less of an issue. So that's not great. Yeah, fingers crossed that. Yeah, fingers crossed that they're able to, you know, clarify what's happening. Amelia, your Linoon has evolved into an Obstagoon. Nice one. That's a cool one, I would say. And Wolf, so you've previously said that ZA wasn't your kind of game, but your friend has convinced you to want the game. And one of the two things that your friend said to you was that you can play it in your own way, which is very true. There's never a wrong way to play Pokemon. You play Pokemon the way that you want to. I think your friend is very smart for saying that. The way that you like to do it is by over-leveling so that you can sweep your opponents. Well, exactly. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And I'm certain I'll probably end up doing that on my playthrough, you know, whether that's deliberate or not. You know, it's all about having fun, honestly, and you'll be able to experience the, you know, the plot, because, you know, it's Pokemon games. It's not all about the catching and the battling and the training. You know, there's a storyline as well, and there'll be secrets that, you know, twists and turns, and yeah, and I would say, yeah, if you think you're going to enjoy it, which it's a Pokemon game, I think you would enjoy it, honestly, then I think it's probably worth your time, is what I would say. Ironixie, you're going to text your boss soon. You just don't know what to say without sounding pushy or impatient. Yeah. But I mean, I would have those concerns as well. I mean, I get why you've got those concerns, definitely. But I would also say that if your boss has said they will contact you on a particular day, and they don't contact you the next day either, then I think it's reasonable to say, you know, just to let you know, you said you would respond to me, you know, like 2 days ago. I haven't heard anything. Are you able to let me know when you're able to contact me? That doesn't sound pushy. You know, there's ways of, chasing things up without sounding pushy. There's ways of chasing things up which definitely does sound pushy, and I guess there's a time and a place for that. But yeah, I would agree that I think this one, it's just, you know, being as polite as possible and just reminding them that they're the ones that gave that deadline. You know, your boss is the one who said they would respond by a certain point. So your boss is the one who has given themselves that deadline. So just reminding your boss of the deadline that they gave themselves, that doesn't, to me, that's not pushy. But everyone's going to read it differently, honestly. But I think that would be fine to say. And Wolf, your friend's very smart, teaches you a lot of things. That's good. That is good to know. Bear with me. So Pranjul, the way that you like to play is that you go to the patch of grass around the town and try to find something cool, and then you'll go around the town talking to everyone, visiting every single house before challenging the gym, and that way you end up being underleveled. Yeah, I mean, that's good. I am usually guilty of missing quite a bit in Pokemon games, especially the earlier ones. Like, I never used to go into every single town. I used to go into every single town, obviously, you need to. I didn't used to go in every single house, is what I should have said. And I wouldn't necessarily talk to every single person. And maybe I miss out by doing that. Because, you know, there'll be dialogue, and maybe secrets and story beats that I'm missing. So I think I'll try and force myself to maybe explore things a bit more in ZA. Because I know that I am generally guilty of just clicking through text and not always reading it, which can sometimes lead me to getting quite stuck in games because I haven't fully read what the previous person said. Which, you know, for a new game on a new playthrough, I'm going to have to really stop myself from just, you know, hitting the A button to skip through the text and actually read it, absorb it, so I can figure out, you know, what's happening. Because what I want to avoid doing in ZA, I want to avoid getting stuck. Obviously, you know, if I get stuck, I get stuck. I can't help that. But I'm in my head, I'm thinking if I just stop and read a bit more, then hopefully that's going to result in it being less likely that I get stuck. But yeah, that has definitely caught me out in the past. Amelia, you're on your way up Rose Tower. Nice. You are definitely you're definitely almost there. The darkest day is almost upon you. So best of luck in the fights ahead. And Pranjul, you haven't played any games after X and Y, so you don't have the experience to share. So you don't have the experience share for all the Pokemon, and HMs were just annoying. Yes, I definitely agree with that, and that's why you checked every house out of fear of missing out. Yep, that's very true. I mean, even with the modern changes to HMs, especially in like BDSP, you can get stuck a little bit if you don't talk to the right people to get those skills. Even though there's no HMs anymore, you still need to talk to very specific people. Like in this playthrough that we did just now, I completely missed defog, which you have to talk to a very particular person in the Safari Zone, which I did not do. And that meant that, I don't know if you remember this part of the run, but as we were travelling to Snowpoint City, there's that you know, there's all those forest and mountain areas that's full of fog, and I had to just stumble through in the dark, in the fog, to try and get through that bit, which I did eventually manage, because I could kind of do it through memory. I kind of remembered where the paths were, but I made that a lot more difficult on myself because I forgot to get the HM for defog on the way through, which again, you know, that comes down to just not talking to everyone. So that's a problem of my own making. So we'll see. Amelia, you always keep hitting the A button as well. Yeah, exactly. Sounds like we're the same. Sounds like we're the same. And Wolf, thank you very much for the shiny look. I would love to get the shiny fossil today. We've got a chance. There's always a chance. As long as there's another fossil, there's a chance. Oh, we've run out. Well, now there is no more fossils, but we can always reset to get more, which is what we will do. And yeah, it is currently it's just gone 35 minutes past 5 in the UK, and I will be streaming for the next hour and a half. I don't know how many fossils we're going to get through in that time, but it would be nice to get through. I mean, I would at least like to think that we're going to get up to 9,300. That's the plan, as a bare minimum. And Amelia, thank you for the shiny look as well. I need all of the shiny look I can get. Oh, and actually, Amelia, that was shiny look for Wolf. I'm going to claim that Wolf. I'm going to claim that look for myself as well, though. And Irinix, you've sent a text to your boss asking if we'd be talking today, since yesterday you know that she had things and was busy. There you go. That sounds very. I think you're giving your boss an out there, aren't you? You know, you're allowing them to say, "Yep, yesterday was hectic. Yeah, I'll speak to you today." That, you know, I think that's probably the best way to do it. So I think I think that's a very diplomatic and it's probably the perfect way to raise it, actually. So I think you've done well there. Better than I would have done, I would say. Wolf, you're still trying to get your shiny Froakie, and that was what the look was for. Gotcha. Well, hopefully you get it. Shiny Froakie, you know, shiny Greninja is amazing, and it would be great if you got it. And Amelia, what did I have for dinner today? I had a delicious meal that my wife cooked me, and it was mapo tofu. Which I have been told is like spicy tofu cooked with meat, and we had that with rice as well. It was very nice, very nice. You know, not too spicy, just a little bit of spice, a little bit of like Szechuan pepper as well in there. It was very tasty indeed. And Pranjul, when you were 12, you were on your way to Snow Point in Platinum. Your phone screen was already broken and hazy, and you ended up getting completely lost and almost cried. Oh no! Yeah, so it sounds like you missed. It sounds like you missed the defog ability as well. It's easy to miss, and I don't blame you for getting frustrated. But hopefully you were eventually able to get through. And Amelia, thank you very much for the shiny look. It is appreciated. And Wolf, you like shiny Greninja. It's one of your favourites because it resembles a black ninja suit. Nice. It does. That does make sense. That does make sense. And James, welcome to stream. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. This is our last BDSP stream that we do for a while. On Thursday, we will be streaming Legend ZA. So once the Legend ZA stream and run is wrapped up, once we see the end credits in ZA, I'll be returning to this, but we will be leaving it. We will be leaving it for a little while. So this is our goodbye stream to Sinnoh, at least for a little while. And it would be wonderful to say farewell to Sinnoh with a shiny fossil. I've got a good feeling about it. But you never know. And James, ZA is coming way too soon. It is. It feels like it has come very fast. It doesn't feel that long ago that it was, first revealed. Honestly, I agree. It definitely feels like it's come around too fast. But equally, I've got the best part of a week booked off work just to enjoy the game and also do a few other errands that I need, and in that respect I'm very much looking forward to having the time off. So in some ways it's come around far too soon, but in other ways I can't wait for it to get here because it means I'll just be able to relax and chill out for a bit. And James, you're still trying to perfect the dex entries in Legends Arceus. I'm not surprised. When you say perfect, do you mean get them to level 10, or do you mean perfect, like every single one? Because, if you're still, if you're trying to do it, perfection, then that is a really big achievement. And that, I can imagine that taking a very long time. A very long time indeed. And I see, yeah. And Amelia, did I find another shiny Solosis? On Community Day, I think I found a few. I think in total I found 6. So I had far more than I knew what to do with, honestly. So I did very well on the Solosis Community Day. I was very lucky in Pokemon Go. And Pranjul, combined with you being underleveled for the trainers to Snowpoint, and you chose Torterra and didn't have a fire type. Yes. So I suspect I'm probably going to have a very similar experience. I've got an entire team that is very, very weak to ice. So I suspect I'm not really going to enjoy Snowpoint particularly. But, we'll see. We will see. We'll see how we go. And Wolf, ZA is only 2 days away, and tomorrow everyone will be able to say that ZA is tomorrow. That's very true. That is very true. And Amelia, you're currently battling Olena in Rose Tower. Good luck for that battle. Hope it goes well. And James, you are trying to perfect every single one. That is crazy. Can someone help you complete the catching decks for Silcoon? You need someone to have a trade and trade back a shiny Silcoon a couple of times. And it does count. You've tested it. Either that or tell me where you can find more Silcoon spawns. Ooh, that is tricky. Yeah, so unfortunately I can't help. Because I've only got the one switch on me, I'm afraid. Because you're only getting one at a time near the Flower Gardens in the Obsidian Fieldlands. I know where you mean. Oh, we've run out of fossils yet again. Yeah, so I'm not sure. That sounds... I think I know where you mean. Is that the area where Shaman spawns if you've got BDSP save data? Because if so, I think that is a really good place to spawn. And I might be wrong, but I think does the Cascoon and the Silcoon spawn, like, depending on what time of day it is? Like, if it's night, the one that's going to evolve into a Dustox spawns, and if it's day, the one that evolves into Beautifly spawns. But I must say I don't know which one's which. So I guess the answer is that I'm really not sure. Apologies. Amelia, shiny Slowking is very cool. Yeah, it's a nice one. That's the Galarian Slowking that you've got. Is that correct? Oh, and Andrew, you've managed to get massive mass outbreaks of Silcoons in Obsidian Fieldlands before. That would be good, wouldn't it? So I guess that is an option. Just keep going back and forth from Jubilife and see if you can get a mass outbreak to spawn. That is definitely... But it is annoying because it's very random. Yeah. I mean, even just getting one, it can be tricky, right? And then I don't know what they're called, but then there's the the mini mass outbreaks where there's like 20 different ones, and you can feed the Munchlax a type of berry to find out exactly which Pokemon are in which outbreak. So that might be worth doing. I'm not sure. And Amelia, yep, you've got the Galarian Slowking. Nice. But yeah, if anyone is able to help out James on Arceus, then feel free to post it in chat. But yeah, apologies, I don't think I can. So yeah, I've only got the one. I've only got the one Switch. Well, I've only got the one Switch up here with me. All of the other Switches are downstairs, sadly. And James, oh, they're called massive mass outbreaks. Gotcha. Right, yeah. So the ones that have got lots of them are the massive mass outbreaks, and the ones where it's just one mass outbreak at a time in an area, those are just called mass outbreaks. That makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. Or MMOs, as some people call them. MMO sounds familiar. Like, I feel like when I read MMO, for some reason my mind is going to World of Warcraft. I don't know why. I'm sure it's something like that. Is it? Anyway. And Amelia, your Cinderace can Gigantamax now. Nice one. And Amelia, you won You won, Leslie. You won. Massive congrats. Well done. Sounds like you've saved the day. You've saved the day. Ah, that's what I was thinking, Wolf. Yeah, MMO stands for Massive Multiplayer Online. Yeah, that's it. I thought it stood for something like that. I just couldn't remember what it was. Yeah, that rings a bell. That rings a bell. I think that's what I was thinking of. Still no shiny just yet. And Deb, good to see you. I hope things are going well. You've joined the last BDSP stream that we're doing before Legend ZA comes out. So you've joined a special stream. Thank you for stopping by. I hope... Oh, wait, Deb, is your guess going to come true? Can you remind me what your guess was? I can't remember. But we haven't missed anything because we haven't found the shiny just yet. I'm really hoping that we can get this shiny fossil before we take a break for ZA. But we shall have to see if we can find it today. Because the next stream after today will be Thursday when we stream Legend ZA. So this is a final BDSP stream that we do, but we will be coming back to this run after we've finished Legend ZA. But I have no idea how long that's going to take. But yeah, Deb, what was your guess? I can't remember what the guess was. Ah, gotcha. So 10,000 encounters for the fossil hunt. It's looking that way. We haven't found it yet, so we're getting very close to 10,000. So yeah, that is definitely on the cards. And I would say at the moment, it's looking more likely than not, right? In my head, I'm always 4,096 encounters away from getting the shiny, because the game doesn't know how many times I've done this previously. So in my head, that's always how far away I am. So at the moment, we're on 9,187. It is definitely possible. It's probably likely that we're going to go over 10,000. So we will see. Whenever we get it, it'll be amazing. Oh, and Deb, when does Legend ZA comes out? Yep, Wolf is correct. 2 days. Amelia is correct. On Thursday. Yep. So I've got my pre-order. It's going to be arriving via Royal Mail on Thursday. I'm hoping that they deliver it in the morning, but you never know. You know, it could be. The issue is it could get delivered in the afternoon, which would be a bit it'll be a bit upsetting, but we'll see. I mean, if it gets to like 2 p.m. And we still, yeah, I don't even know. I'm not sure what I'll do. I'm thinking whether it's worth just streaming without the game until it comes. And maybe I could do a bit of BDSP. I'm not sure. I don't think so though. I think my stream on Thursday will start whenever I get my copy of Legend ZA. That's the plan. And Amelia, you're doing the Champions Cup finals now. I hope that goes well, and I hope that battle with Leon is not interrupted for any unexpected reason. And Deb, you have an exam tomorrow, and at the moment you're not studying. Is that because you're already well prepared and you've already done all of the work? I hope that's the case. If not, I do think a little bit of studying is needed. But like I say, if you've already put the effort in and you already know the material inside and out, then last minute revision probably isn't going to make that much of a difference. So I would say it's going to go great, is what I would say. So yeah, we're not going to get up to 10,000 encounters today. I suspect we're probably going to get around encounter 9,300. That's my guess, because we're going to be streaming for another hour or so today. So I think we can definitely get 100 encounters in an hour. Definitely. Might be able to get a little bit more than that. Not much more, but maybe a little bit more. We'll see what we get up to. And Amelia, you're currently battling Bede. Nice one. There's not many more fights left. I definitely feel like the darkest day might be upon you soon. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully it goes well. Still no shiny fossil just yet. Oh, and Amelia, the pugs are so cute. I completely agree. They are adorable. They are completely adorable. And they know it. Especially the little one. Especially Mifa. Okay, this is the last fossil before we reset. Nope. Okay, so we are up to 9,207 and it is 6 p.m. in the UK. We're going to be streaming for one more hour until 7 p.m. How many more fossils can we get through in that time? I'm not sure. I think we can, like I say, we can definitely get through 100, I reckon. I just don't know how many more than that. And Wolf, do you think, because it's called Legend ZA, it's going to bring back releasing multiple Pokemon all at once feature? I hope so. Because I've recently been playing Arceus, and I don't know if I'm missing the settings, but I'm finding it impossible to release Pokemon en masse in Legends Arceus. I'm having to do it one by one. So yeah, I'm hoping that they make it easier to, release Pokemon. 'Cause especially in a game like Arceus, where I would imagine ZA is the same, where it encourages you to catch. It encourages you to catch more than one Pokemon. In order to complete the Dex entry for some of the Pokemon, you have to catch X number of Pokemon. So the game really encourages you to do that. So not having a good way to then release those Pokemon feels a bit odd, in my opinion. And again, I must say, it's been a while since I played Legends Arceus, apart from this recent playthrough, and it may be that I'm just missing the feature, maybe the feature is there and I'm just not seeing it, but yeah. Amelia, you just beat up Bede, and your next opponent is Nessa. Good luck in that fight. And Andrew, you're planning on farming in Arceus and then transferring to ZA. That's interesting. And Wolf, no, you mean in the boxes, silly. I'm a bit confused now. I don't know what you mean. It's fine. I'm a bit confused, honestly. And yeah, Andrew, you're planning on farming in Arceus and then transferring to ZA. Yeah, so I might be wrong, but I'm assuming there's not going to be home connectivity with ZA when it first comes out. So I feel like we might not be able to transfer between Arceus and ZA straight away. And that might be something that we get later down the line. It will be amazing if ZA could talk to Pokemon Home right from the start, but that I feel like that's not the way that Pokemon games have worked previously on the Switch. Am I right in thinking that? That when a Pokemon game first comes out on the Switch, generally speaking, it doesn't work with home, and they only actually integrate home connectivity like months and months after the game's release, which is a bit of a shame, because there's always Pokemon I've got in Pokemon Home that I want to transfer to to a new playthrough, but I'm never able to when a game first comes out. I'm assuming that's just to encourage people to play the game and catch them themselves, but I wish that they introduced home connectivity a lot quicker than they do. And Andrew, yeah, you're guessing that it'll take some time before we can connect to home, yeah. And I think that's a shame. I think if people want to be able to use Pokemon Home, then people should be allowed to do that. It doesn't force people to do it. It's just, if people want to do it, then it should be an option. So yeah, I'm hoping that the time frame between the game releasing and Pokemon Home working with ZA, I'm hoping that time is very short. And Amelia, you like the Mifa Zoomies YouTube shorts? Yeah, Mifa used to have the Zoomies an awful lot when she was a puppy. Less so now. I feel like she's feel like she's grown up now. I do feel like we've got 2 grown-up dogs now, and that's the first time, you know. I would say it's probably been like that for a good few months now. Maybe for the past 5 or 6 months I've felt that. But previously it felt like, you know, I had one dog and a puppy. But now Mifa is, I do think Mifa is no longer a puppy. You know, she's stopped behaving like a puppy, really. And Andrew, you think that Pokemon will be focused on the Pokemon Champions game? I think that will be a big focus for them. Definitely. And Amelia, also the YouTube short of Mifa grabbing a pug plushie and then carrying it all the way onto the sofa was cute. Yes, I was amazed that she managed to do that, because Mifa was definitely a puppy when she did that, and that pug plushie that she was carrying all the way up, that she managed to jump up onto the sofa with, that was bigger than her, you know. She managed to jump up to the sofa carrying a plush that was way bigger than her. So I was very impressed with that. I was very surprised. I was expecting her to try... Well, no, I wasn't even expecting her to try and get on the sofa. Much less be successful at getting up. I was shocked when that happened. And I was very glad that I was filming when that happened. And Amelia, they don't do zoomies anymore? No, neither of them really. Well, they only ever do zoomies if they've just had a bath, or if they've just come inside from the rain. Then they will have zoomies. So when they get wet, then they get excited and get the zoomies. But that's pretty much the only time they get the zoomies. Other than if there's loads of people in the house, you know, they get really excited and really happy when there's loads of new people in the house. But other than that, not, you know, they do a lot more snoozing than they do zoomies these days. I mean, Daruk is getting on, you know, in dog years. He's what is he? He's almost 6.5. So in dog years, that's a decent amount. I'm not very good with maths, but that was a decent amount. So he's Daruk is the elder statesman of the house. Mifa is the young adult. And Amelia, and the Mission Impossible one of Mifa. Ah, so that wasn't Mifa, that was Daruk. But that was maybe Daruk when he was a puppy. Yeah, so the one with the Mission Impossible music where Daruk had it was like a squishy, spiky ball toy, and it had a tennis ball inside, and he was trying to get at the tennis ball that was contained within this spiky, squeaky toy. It's hard to explain, but it was precariously balanced on the edge of the bed, and he was trying to get it out, and then it fell off the bed. That was Daruk. I can't remember how old he would have been there, but I think he would have been between like 1 and 2 years old. So I think that was Daruk when he was a puppy. When Daruk was a puppy, he was a very strange looking puppy. Daruk has got, in my opinion, freakishly long legs for a pug. You know, Daruk is way taller than a pug should be, and that was even more prominent when he was a puppy, because he was really skinny as well. So he was really skinny, and he had just these really long legs. He always looks adorable, but he looked extra. I don't know what the word is. if I say he looked goofy, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a kind of adorable way. But yeah, he had very long, gangly legs when he was younger. He's grown into those legs now. Now that he's rounded out, he doesn't look so strange. But when he was a puppy, and he was a really skinny puppy for some reason. We gave him all the food he wanted to eat, but he was just in my opinion, he was a very skinny puppy. But he had massively long legs. Everyone used to, when he was a puppy, everyone used to comment on how tall he looked. Like I say, he's grown into his legs now. Now he looks normal, but he just reminded me of a gangly teenager when he was younger. And Amelia, remember Daruk doing his happy dance? Yes, that was Daruk. That was Daruk. When he used to go on walks on his own, he used to get very excited, so he would hop on his hind legs to, try and get further ahead to investigate things. He was very, very excited. I miss those days, I miss the days when these two were puppies. They were a lot of work, but it is fun having puppies around. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of work, but they're little bundles of energy, and it is adorable. And Amelia, you liked the song on that one. Yeah, for the happy dance, I think I went with Pharrell's Happy, didn't I? That is a good song. I like all the songs I end up using on those YouTube shorts. Oh, Mifa's got up. Well, she's decided that the floor is more comfortable than the bed. Strange. I will say, I'm very surprised that Mifa hasn't gone in the top bed for months now. And that never used to be the case. When I used to do these streams earlier in the year, Mifa used to, Daruk would go in the top bed, as he normally does. But Mifa would join him in that top bed and would just plonk herself on top of him all the time. So they would both generally be in the top bed, and they'd be like one on top of each other, and it would always be Mifa on top of Daruk. Then as we got into April, May, June time, it got warmer, and I could understand why Mifa, and then basically Mifa stopped going in that bed, plonking herself on top of Daruk, and I could understand why, because if the weather is warm, you don't want to be snuggled up next to another dog, do you? So, I thought the reason Mifa stopped doing that was because of the weather. And now that the weather has got colder, I've been expecting Mifa to, go back to her habit of just jumping up and plonking herself on top of Daruk in that top bed. But she's not done it. She's respecting his space, and she's just, it seems like the top bed is now Daruk's bed, and the bottom bed has now become Mifa's bed, which is not the way it used to be. Like I say, it used to be they would both go in that top bed. But I guess their personalities change. And Amelia, the song was used in Despicable Me too. That probably is true. I'm not sure. I think I've seen the first Despicable Me. I don't think I've seen any of the others. But I do know it's by Pharrell Williams. That's all I can tell you. But that sounds right. And Amelia, you're currently battling Alistair. I mean, you're almost there. You are almost there. Just good luck. And if you're called to Rose Tower, then hurry there, because there may be something that requires your attention. Wolf, Despicable Me is funny. I liked Despicable Me, yeah. I liked the story of a. The main character's name is Gru, isn't it? And I liked the way that he didn't want to be a father figure to those three girls, but he ended up becoming one, and him reading like bedtime stories to them, that was really adorable. I loved the interaction between Gru and those three little girls. And I'm gonna be honest, I can't actually remember how they became together, how they I can't even remember what relation they are, whether they're his daughters or honestly I can't remember. But I remember like the scenes where he's reading bedtime stories to them. I remember that being very heartwarming and adorable. Wolf, Agnes with her famous quote, "It's so fluffy." Yeah, I can't even remember their names. But that does ring a bell. Are they his daughters? Like, where do they come from? I probably need to watch Despicable Me again. Like I say, I remember him reading bedtime stories to them, but can't remember how that comes about. And Wolf, you haven't seen the third one, the one where it has his brother in it. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that either. I'm certain the only one I've seen is the first one, but I definitely enjoyed it. Oh, Nifa's gone back into the bed. Yeah, I'm surprised she's not going into the top bed. Very, very strange. It feels like she doesn't want to do that anymore. But I promise you she used to. A few months ago, those two would be curled up together. Mifa plonking herself on top of Daruk in the top bed. That's how it used to be. But ever since the summer, that has not been the case. Still no shiny fossil, everyone. The pigs. Ooh, that was the bedtime story, wasn't it? The pigs. That does, yeah. Now you've said the pigs, that rings a bell. I feel like Gru was reading out a story about pigs to those three little girls. I can't remember exactly how the story goes, but I feel like that does ring a bell. Unless I'm misremembering it. So it is 6:20. We've got through 9,264 fossils. And Amelia, this pig has issues. I don't remember that actually. Maybe I am thinking of something else. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Apologies everyone. It's been a very long time since I've seen it. And Amelia, you meant the pigs in the third movie. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so I'm thinking of something else clearly. Yeah, I've not seen the third movie. And Wolf, you remember how the minions say "Bapoi"? There you go. I remember there being a lot of minions. I definitely remember that. I feel like the Minions even got their own spin-off movie, right? But I've not seen that. And Wolf. So, right. So the Minions movie probably dealt with their origins before they became Gru's minions. I didn't realise that. But that makes sense. To find out where they came from and how they got to be, you know, Gru's kind of army of minions. Okay, we've got 3 more Cranidos before we reset again. We still haven't found a shiny. Okay, right, let's try the next batch. It is 25 past 6, and we are on 9,277. We are clearly going to go past 9,300 because we've got another half hour left. I guess the question is, how far over 9,300 are we going to go? And we will find out. So we're going to keep streaming for the next 35 minutes or so until we reach 7 p.m. And let's see if we can find the shiny. And Andrew, which film was it when they were all in a lab and some guy was talking and then 3 minions laughed when the guy mentioned the word bottom? I'm not sure about that one. I can imagine it though. And it would have been pretty funny. But I wouldn't be able to tell you which film that was. I've definitely seen the first one, but I must say I can't remember it all. I can't remember all of it because it's been a long time since I've seen it, and I think I've only seen it just the once. And Amelia, apparently that scene is from the second movie. Andrew, gotcha. Yeah, I would not have known that. And I've not seen the second movie, but in my head I can picture that scene though, so I like it. And it comes from a Mr. Ramsbottom. Ah, okay. And Andrew, you want to rewatch them all, but there's a lot now. Yeah. I think I'd want to rewatch the first one. I think I remember the first one being a nice one. But eventually, I feel like those are films that I will end up watching all of them. Eventually. There's so many films I've got to watch. And Wolf, remember Gru's quote where he's like, "Minions, tonight we're going to steal the moon." I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure if I can remember that. But I can definitely imagine the minions all repeating the word moon. So I feel like I might have seen it. Okay, this is the last Cranidos before we reset, and this will be fossil number 9300. Imagine if this was shiny. That'd be awesome. It's not, though. So we'll reset. Maybe it'll be in the next batch. It is 6:30. We've got half an hour left. So we've got a few more batches. We're at 9300. Fingers crossed. Yeah, there's still a chance we can get this shiny. There's still a chance. Well, maybe it'll be the next one. It could always be the next fossil. And if it's not the next fossil, it could always be the next fossil. And if it's not that fossil, it could always be the next fossil. beginning to think we're not going to find the shiny fossil today. I think I'm mentally preparing myself that we're not going to find it today, which means we're not going to find it before the break. But that just means it'll be extra special when we finally do find it, if it is after the break. Oh, Andrew, do we know what just popped into your head? The episode of Phineas and Ferb, where Ferb's dad was listening to a tour of a museum on a cassette, and he goes, fossils. Dun dun dun. I'm going to be honest, I've never seen Phineas and Ferb. I've heard good things about that show, because I know it's a cartoon, but I've never seen it, I'm afraid. Sounds good though. I know people who do like it, so I have heard good things about it, but I've never seen it, sadly. And Amelia, you won. Which battle was that? Was that against Alistair? Or have you battled someone after Alistair? And Level Builder, this is still going? Yeah, we're going to be streaming for another 25 minutes. That's the plan. That's the plan. It's currently 6:35 in the UK. I'm going to be streaming until 7 p.m. And then I'll end the stream around 7 p.m. That's the plan. So there's still a chance that we can get the shiny. I'm not expecting it, but you never know. You never know. And Amelia, you were battling Raihan. Gotcha. I like the Raihan battle. And Level Builder, you finally got around to completing the maths homework that you've been putting off for 2 days. That's good. It must be a nice feeling to finally have some, to have done something that, has been, on your to-do list for a couple of days. So that's good. Congrats on doing that. And Zamori, welcome to stream. I hope you're doing well. We've got another 25 minutes or so left of the stream. 25 minutes left of BDSP. This is the we've run out of fossils. This is the final BDSP stream that we'll be doing for a while. We will come back to it eventually, but we will be taking a break. Our next stream will be on Thursday, and we'll be streaming Legend ZA. So once we've finished our playthrough of Legend ZA, we will be returning to Sinnoh, but after today there'll be a bit of a break, so this is everyone's chance to say goodbye to the shiny Sinnoh team. We will be back, but yeah. No shiny. And Andrew, you're not very good at maths. Yeah, I was never amazing at maths. I was always I don't know. I was always good enough to be in, like, they used to divide the classes into the advanced class, the normal class, and then the struggling class. I always did enough to get into the advanced class, but I was always like one of the worst people in the advanced class at school, if that makes sense. I was never the best in class at anything, but I was always good enough to be in, like, the top bit of the class, if that makes any sense. I was always the worst of the best. So I used to struggle a bit, but it was okay. But I was never as good as, like, the people I'd be sat next to. In every single class I had, I would always be sat next to someone who was better than me at it, which honestly kind of helped, you know. Sitting next to people who are smart in school is a really good idea, and they can help you. They can help, like, if when you're trying to pay attention to what the teacher is saying, and when a teacher is explaining like a concept or something, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it goes in and you're able to process it, but sometimes the way that one person describes something, it won't register for everyone in the class. So being able to turn to someone who does understand it and have them explain it in a different way, that can sometimes really help. Like I say, there's no one way of teaching people. I think every person learns in a slightly different way. So surrounding yourself with people who are also trying to understand the material as well, and talking it through with them, and that can often help. Zamori, I'm sorry to hear that you're not doing well. Well, I hope everything's okay, Zamori. Everything's really good with me. You don't have to worry about anything with me. Work's going well. I'm only working tomorrow, and then I've got just over a week off. So I'm gonna have a very busy day tomorrow at work. Wrapping up a whole load of things and making sure everything's got cover and everything's gonna be okay while I'm away. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the week off. It's gonna be great. So I'm in a really good place. I'm hoping everyone else is. Zamori, you're washed up at this point. Almost everyone you worked with quit doing content, so things have gone downhill at your art career. I am sorry to hear that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about art or anything like that, but I do know what it's like to be in a working environment where a lot of people leave in quick succession, and that can quickly get draining. And because obviously there's the element of people who you worked with and you would bounce ideas off and you would interact with on a social level leaving, and that's always a shame. People have to go off and do their own thing, obviously, but it's always a bit sad if a colleague that you get on well with has to leave. So that must be difficult. But and again, I don't know too much about art, but I know at least in my area, if a lot of people leave, then that tends to mean that just even if the organization is good and is able to recruit replacements for those people, they're not going to be as up to speed as the people that have left, which means that a lot of things that the other people will have been doing ends up on the existing members of the team's plate, which just makes everyone's job more difficult. As soon as someone leaves, everyone's job becomes just that little bit more difficult. So yeah, people leaving, I think it can be challenging, but you just got to push through it, is what I would say. Everything will be okay. And Zamori, it hurts because you did this because this is what you did for a living, and it's going to hurt you more if things don't pick up soon. No, I can imagine that. I think, I mean, I don't know what to suggest, but that does sound like a really difficult situation. Hopefully things pick up. Definitely, fingers crossed. Hopefully things pick up for you, because I mean, having to worry about your job is really stressful. I went through something similar a couple of months ago. I was on a secondment at work, which is basically it's like a temporary promotion. Basically, I was given a position, but only on a 12-month contract, and that contract was due to end in September of this year. So I've been working at this higher position for a year, and I was told by the organisation in January that for business purposes, they're not going to be renewing that position anymore. So no matter how well I did in that position or was doing, it wouldn't be renewed in September, or it wouldn't be made permanent. So that was a bit. So I've leading up to September, I had in my head that my money was gonna go down, and that's been stressful. That has been stressful, honestly. And thankfully, a different opportunity came up at work, which I was able to apply for, which has led to something, which has meant that I will not be having a pay cut. But for those few months, thinking that I was going to have to, deal with this pay cut, it's been stressful. It's horrible to have to, worry about stuff like that. So I'm hoping everything's good. All I'm trying to say is that I was at a point where I was really worried about, income going down and things like that. And our mortgage gets renewed in just over a year's time, and that was in my mind, like, will we be able to afford the mortgage payments once they get changed? Because we're fixed in on a very good rate at the moment, but in like 18 months time it's going to be a little different. And yeah, worrying about finances is never fun. So I'm hoping everything is okay, Samori. And like I say, if you keep going and just keep doing your thing, who knows what opportunities will arise, is what I'm trying to say. Because I didn't know that there would be this other opportunity around the corner, and thankfully it's worked out for me. I'm hoping things work out for you too, because you never know what's around the corner. You can't give up. You just got to keep going. So yeah, I've got my fingers crossed for you, Samori, and hopefully everything's okay. So it's just gone 6:45. We're going to be streaming for the next 15 minutes or so. We're currently on 9,357. Not sure how many fossils we're going to get up to, but we'll keep streaming until 7 p.m. for the next 15 minutes. And that's a really nice way of looking at it, Andrew. Yeah, it'll be okay. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, even though things might be dark right now. That's a really nice way of looking at it, honestly. I think that's a very good perspective, Andrew. I agree. Because like I say, that is almost exactly what happened to me. I spent all summer stressing about my income going down, and then pretty much at the last minute, things have turned around and have meant that I'm going to be okay, it seems. Or at least I'm going to be okay for the next 18 months. What happens after that, you never know. But that's just the thing. You never know what life has got in store for you. Things can change on a dime. You just got to keep going, keep trying your best, and good things happen. It's never a guarantee, but if you don't put the effort in, then nothing will change, right? So the only really way you're going to affect change is by going out there, putting yourself out there, doing your best. That's all you can do, really. And if you've done your best, then you can't have any regrets. It's impossible to have regrets if you give it your all. Amelia, you won. Well done. Well done. It sounds like Galar has been saved because of you. And Andrew, that's pretty much you right now. You just have to be glad you're able to still fight and keep going, and things will get better. Exactly. That's just, you know, tomorrow's a new day. All you can do is what's in your control and what you can control. You know, you can't change everything, but everything's good. Oh, Amelia says that my speaker is lagging. Okay. I don't know. I'm not getting any lag, honestly. Today has been a strangely lag-free stream so far. And what I mean by that is purely in terms of the error messages that I'm getting from OBS. I haven't had any error messages at all so far today. You know, usually I'll get, I'd usually get about one, or it would say that there's been a few dropped frames, or it might say, you know, the stream quality is moderate rather than excellent. But it is, at the moment, everything's been fine. So I wouldn't have known anything was wrong. So I'm hoping everything's good. Amelia, that's better. Good. Okay. I'm glad. I'm not sure what that issue was, because at the moment I can't see any reason for there to have been any lag, because it seems all good from my end. But I mean, you never know. You never know with my setup. Oh, and Andrew, it's like my mic cuts off and then comes back. That's a shame. I'm wondering what's causing that. I have got my hand on the wire that connects the mic. I'm wondering if I'm fiddling with it too much by just resting my arm on it. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Right, I'm moving my arm away from that wire. Maybe that's what the issue is. So hopefully it's okay. Apologies for that. Oh, we've run out of fossils. Yeah, so I've got the microphone in front of me, and there's a wire that connects the microphone to my PC, and I was resting my hand on that wire. So I'm wondering maybe if that, I'm messing around with that wire. Maybe that's the issue. So now I'm just not going anywhere near that wire. Okay, right. Next batch. And Andrew, yeah, it cuts off and then comes back. Ooh. So is it still doing it now? Because I've moved away from the wire now. Is it still doing that? I'm hoping it's okay. That can't be great. Oh, and also, mind you, yeah. So it sounds like it's the microphone. So it sounds like the music isn't cutting off. It's just the microphone that's cutting off every now and again, which is strange. I've got a feeling if it's just the microphone that's cutting out and the music is uninterrupted, then it must be that wire that I was messing around with. Amelia says not anymore. Yeah, I think it must have been me accidentally messing around with that wire. Yeah. Because if it was the internet or if it was my PC, either of those, or OBS, then it would cut out, then all of the audio would cut out rather than just the microphone. So if it's just the microphone cutting out, then it must be the physical wire that's connecting it. And like I say, yeah, I did have my hand on it. So yeah, it probably was that. Sounds like it's quite a delicate wire. So that's on me. Apologies. Okay, right, we're on 9,377. We're going to get very, very close to 9,400. We might, what I might do is I might just stream until I get to 9,400. It might take us a little bit beyond 7 PM, but not much. And it would be nice just to end it on 9,400. I do prefer ending a stream on a nice round number. I don't do it normally, but I do like it when we're able to. So we'll do another 21. We'll do another 21 fossils. Another 20 more fossils. There is still a chance that we find the shiny fossil before we break, before we take our hiatus from BDSP. We've got 18 more attempts. We've got 16 more attempts. Nope, we've got 15 more attempts. $14 more attempts. Actually, I think we're probably gonna reach 9,400 bang on 7 PM. 13 more attempts. And Amelia, you're about to battle Leon, but Rose is going to interrupt the battle. Well, you never know. Maybe this time you'll be able to get through the battle uninterrupted. Who knows? Maybe Chairman Rose will interrupt and bring about the darkest day, or attempt to bring about the darkest day. Maybe you'll be able to get through the battle and become champion. You never know. Okay, we've got 11 more attempts, everyone, until we get to 9,400. Here's our 11th. Nope. Right, we've got 10 more. 10 more fossils to exchange, everyone. I would love to get the shiny fossil before we go on a break. And Wolf, yeah, you're not sure if Amelia's played Sword and Shield before, but the next thing you're going to do is something. That is putting it mildly, definitely. And Amelia, it happened. Oh, it sounds like there's been an interruption. Hopefully it goes well for you. I'm sure you will do well, whatever happens. Oh, Daruka's got down. He's having a stretch, having a bit of a stretch. I think he realises what time it is. We're getting towards the end of the stream. We're going to have 7 more fossils, everyone. Can we get the shiny before we go on hiatus? I don't know. It's not looking like it. It's not looking like it. It is not looking like it. So we've got 3 more fossils before we have to reset, I think. Oh no, we got 1 more fossil before we have to reset. So is it a shiny Cranidos? It isn't. Okay, that's it. We'll reset. And that leaves us with 4 more fossils. So, the first fossil will definitely be an Aerodactyl, because that is already behind the desk. And then that means we can open 3 more fossils. We'll open 1 Helix fossil, 1 Kabuto fossil, and 1 Shieldon fossil, I think. Those are the ones I most hope that we get. So this is okay. Right, let's try the next one. Right, so let's do a armor fossil. We'll go for the Shieldon first. Let's see. Thank you for the shiny look, everyone. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Wolf. Surely all this shiny look is going to help. Can we get a shiny Shieldon? No. Okay. All right, let's try the next one. We'll go Omanyte. Let's see if we can get shiny Omanyte. And then the last one, we'll do a Kabuto. Okay. Please, please, can we get a shiny Omanyte? It would be amazing if we could do. No. Okay, everyone. Right, this is the last one. This is the last fossil that we're going to do for quite a while. I don't know how long Legend ZA is going to take me. I can't imagine it's going to take me too long, because I'm not going to. It's not a shiny only playthrough I'm doing. It's just a first playthrough. But well, however long it takes, it could be a while before we come back to this. I don't think it'll be too long, but it could be a while. So I really hope we can get this. So let's go for the dome fossil. And let's see. Now, time alone is what he needs. Now. 3 exclamation marks. Okay, blue hair glasses guy. I'll give you some time. I hope you have worked well on this fossil. And I hope it's a shiny. Thank you for the shiny look, everyone. Let's see if this Kabuto is shiny. It would be the most perfect thing ever if this was shiny. It's not though. It's not. So we have got through 9,400 of these fossils without finding a shiny. This is the longest shiny drought we've had so far. We're over double odds now by quite a way, and we're gonna have to take a break from BDSP. The next stream will be on Thursday, where we will not be streaming BDSP anymore. We will be streaming Legend ZA, a brand new Pokemon game that I've never played before. I've never played X and Y. I don't know anything about Mega Evolution. It's going to be a massive learning experience for me, and it'll be fun no matter what. So we're going to play through Legend ZA until we see those credits roll, and then once we've finished Legend ZA, which I don't know how many streams that'll take, but once we're finished, then I will return to this. So I'm not giving up on this run. It's just going to be placed on hiatus until we finish Legend ZA. And Wolf, just remember to take your time and enjoy playing ZA. Remember what you told. I thank you. That is good advice, Wolf, and thank you very much for that. Because yes, I definitely will be enjoying Legend ZA. I'm not gonna rush, because I do want to experience everything. Well, I want to experience everything that I can, So I don't want to miss anything. I think I would be very happy to take my time and just experience anything. It certainly will not be a shiny only run or anything like that. But I do want to think about what my team will be, and play it in the way that I want to play it. And I am looking forward to playing ZA. So thank you everyone for joining today's stream. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for being with me through this journey up to this point in BDSP. I would not have made it this far without you. Definitely I would not have made it through that initial starter hunt of 3 months and 260 hours of streams before we found our shiny Turtwig. There's no way I would have done that without everyone joining in and keeping me sane. But equally, recently, getting up to 9,400 fossils. It's not been as long, but it has really helped just having you all here. So thank you very much for that. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you all next time. And yeah, hopefully I see some of you on Thursday. If you're purely here for the BDSP runs and want to avoid the ZA stream for spoiler reasons or for other reasons, I completely understand. I will post in the Discord I will post in the Discord, and I'll make an announcement when we're returning back to BDSP. So if it's just the BDSP you're interested in, I'll make it really clear in our Discord when we're returning back to BDSP, so that then you can pick back up with it if that's what you want to do. So yeah, I do not blame anyone if you're not really interested in the ZA. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, for anyone that is, I'll see you on Thursday, and whatever happens, have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, be kind to each other, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye everyone.